Look around you. Every day, millions of people wake up, make decisions, and go to sleep believing they are the masters of their own destiny. They believe their thoughts are original. They believe their choices are their own. They are wrong. From the moment you open your eyes, you are a participant in a psychological war you don't even know is being waged. Advertisers, politicians, the media, and even your closest friends and family are constantly pulling invisible strings. They steer your desires, shape your fears, and dictate your actions. Most people use these tactics clumsily, by accident. But what happens when you learn to use them on purpose? What happens when you stop being the puppet and become the puppeteer? Welcome to Chadevil. Today we are opening the forbidden book of human behavior. We are going to explore the art of dark psychology, not the loud, aggressive tactics of a tyrant, but the silent, invisible influence of a master. This is the art of manipulation without them ever knowing. Grab a notebook. By the end of this video, the way you view human interaction will change forever. Chapter 1: The Foundation of Invisibility. The greatest mistake amateurs make when trying to influence others is relying on force. They argue, they demand, they try to dominate the conversation. This is the hallmark of the weak. Force creates resistance. When you push someone, their natural psychological response is to push back. True manipulation is not about making someone do what you want. It is about making them want to do what you want. To achieve this, you must understand the most powerful force in the human mind, the ego. Every human being operates from a place of self-interest and a deep, desperate desire to feel important, validated, and in control. If you attack their ego, they will fight you. But if you stroke their ego, if you align your desires with their self-image, they will hand you the keys to their mind. How do we bypass their defense mechanisms? We start with the art of observation. Before you can pull the strings, you must see them. You must become a blank slate. When you enter a room, stop talking. Watch. Listen. What are their micro-expressions telling you? Does their smile reach their eyes? Which way are their feet pointing? People lie with their words, but their bodies bleed the truth. The master manipulator gathers data. You are looking for their insecurities, their desires, and their baseline behavior. Once you know what they value, you know exactly what to offer them and what to threaten to take away. Chapter 2: The Chameleon Effect. Mirroring. We trust what is familiar. It is an evolutionary survival mechanism hardwired into our DNA. Millennia ago, if you encountered someone who looked like you, acted like you, and spoke like you, they were likely part of your tribe. They were safe. If they were different, they were a threat. We haven't evolved past this. We have just dressed it up in modern clothing. Enter the chameleon effect, scientifically known as isopraxis. This is the art of subconscious mirroring. When you are in a conversation with your target, subtly adopt their physical posture. If they cross their legs, wait 10 seconds and cross yours. If they use specific hand gestures, incorporate those gestures into your own speech. But it goes deeper than the physical. You must mirror their vocal tonality. Are they speaking softly and slowly? Lower your volume and match their pace. Are they energetic and loud? Rise to their frequency. You must also mirror their vocabulary. If they use certain buzzwords or slang,
Weave those words into your responses. Why does this work? Because you are speaking directly to their subconscious mind. You are bypassing their critical thinking and sending a silent signal that says, I am just like you. You are safe with me. We are one. They won't notice you doing it, but they will suddenly feel an inexplicable sense of comfort and rapport with you. They will describe you to others as highly charismatic or say, we just clicked. They didn't click with you. They clicked with their own reflection. Chapter 3. The Illusion of Choice. Double binds. People fiercely protect their autonomy. The moment someone feels they are being ordered around, they rebel. To manipulate effectively, you must never give an order. Instead, you give them a choice. But here's the dark secret. You control the options. This is known as the double bind, or the illusion of choice. You construct a scenario where the target feels entirely in control because they get to make the final decision. But you have carefully curated the options so that no matter which path they choose, the outcome benefits you. Let's look at a basic example. Instead of saying, we are going to this restaurant tonight, which invites argument, you say, would you rather have Italian or Japanese for dinner tonight? You have removed the option of them saying no to going out, and you have restricted the locations to 2 places you already approve of. They feel empowered by making the choice, completely oblivious to the fact that you built the cage they are choosing inside of. In high-stakes environments, business, negotiations, or relationships, this becomes a weapon of mass compliance. Frame your desired outcome as the lesser of 2 evils, or present 2 paths that lead to the exact same destination. Do you want to submit the report on Thursday, or would Friday morning work better for your schedule? They are so focused on deciding when to do the work that they forget to question if they should be doing the work at all. You give them the steering wheel, but you have already paved the only road they can drive on. Chapter 4. The Ben Franklin Effect. Weaponized vulnerability. Logic dictates that if you want someone to like you, you should do a favor for them. You buy them a gift. You help them with a task. You shower them with value. Logic is wrong. To make someone deeply attached to you, to build invisible loyalty, you shouldn't do a favor for them. You must get them to do a favor for you. This is the Ben Franklin effect. Franklin famously dealt with a rival legislator who hated him. Instead of trying to win the man over with kindness, Franklin asked to borrow a rare book from the man's private library. The man agreed. When Franklin returned the book with a polite note of thanks, the rival suddenly became friendly, and they remained allies for life. Why? Cognitive dissonance. The human brain cannot hold 2 conflicting beliefs at the same time. If a person dislikes you, but they do a favor for you, their brain experiences intense discomfort. To resolve this discomfort, the subconscious mind rewrites the narrative. It says, I just did a favor for this person. I must actually like them. Otherwise, why would I have helped them? Start small. Ask them to pass you a pen. Ask for a trivial piece of advice on a topic they are knowledgeable about. Hey, I know you're great with design. Which of these 2 fonts looks better? By asking for their help, you stroke their ego. Remember Rule 1. You make them feel superior and valued, and simultaneously, their brain begins to rationalize that they must care about you because they are investing their time and energy into you. The more they invest, the harder it becomes for them to walk away. You aren't just taking a favor, you are hijacking their psychology. Chapter 6. Intermittent Reinforcement, the slot machine effect. If you are constantly available, constantly validating, and constantly kind, your value plummets. Human beings do not respect what is easily acquired. We value what we have to work for. We obsess over what we might lose. This brings us to the most dangerous, addictive psychological principle in existence: intermittent reinforcement. Psychologist Skinner conducted an experiment with rats in a box. In the first box, the rat pressed a lever and got a pellet of food every single time. The rat learned the system, ate when it was hungry, and ignored the lever otherwise. In the second box, the lever gave food randomly. Sometimes one press yielded food, sometimes it took 10 presses, sometimes none at all. What happened? The rat in the second box became obsessed. It pressed the lever frantically,
constantly, completely addicted to the unpredictability of the reward. This is exactly how social media algorithms work. It is how casinos make billions, and it is how you create unbreakable emotional dependency in a human being. You do not give them your attention and validation consistently. You give it to them intensely, and then you withdraw. You become slightly distant. You take longer to reply. You seem preoccupied. Their brain panics. They feel the loss of the dopamine you were providing. They will start working harder to win your approval back. When they finally do something you want, you reward them again with intense warmth and validation. You are training them. You are turning their emotional state into a slot machine, and you hold the coins. They will become so consumed with trying to figure out where they stand with you that they won't even realize you are the one controlling their emotional thermostat. This tactic borders on the sinister. Use it with caution. It has the power to shatter people. Chapter 6. The Power of Silence and the Pregnant Pause. Most people are terrified of silence. In a conversation, the moment there is a lull, people scramble to fill it with words, nervous laughter, or over-explanations. They bleed information. The manipulator uses silence as a weapon. When someone finishes speaking, especially if they are making an excuse, telling a lie, or proposing a deal, do not respond immediately. Look them directly in the eyes. Keep your face completely neutral and wait. Count to 4 in your head. 1, 2, 3, 4. The psychological pressure this creates is immense. The silence acts as a vacuum, and human nature compels the other person to fill it. They will start to doubt what they just said. They will backtrack. They will lower their asking price. They will reveal information they never intended to share, simply to relieve the agonizing tension of your silence. By saying nothing, you force them to negotiate against themselves. He who speaks first loses. Master the art of the unblinking pause, and you will watch people unravel before your eyes. Chapter 7. Anchoring and Reality Distortion. Reality is completely subjective. It is not about what is actually happening. It is about how the events are framed. Anchoring is a cognitive bias where people rely too heavily on the first piece of information they receive when making decisions. The first number, the first idea, the first expectation sets the anchor, and everything else is judged in relation to it. If I want to sell you a watch for $500, I don't tell you it costs $500. I tell you it usually retails for $2,000, but I'm giving it to you for $500. Suddenly, $500 isn't expensive, it's a steal. I anchored your expectation at $2,000. But this goes beyond money. You can anchor behavior. If you need a massive favor from someone,
Don't just ask for it. First, ask for something utterly ridiculous, something you know they will definitively say no to. Hey, I need you to drive me to the airport at 3 a.m. on Sunday. What? No, absolutely not. Okay, man, I understand. Look, could you just water my plants while I'm gone? They will almost certainly say yes. Why? Because compared to the massive anchor you just set, the real favor seems tiny. Furthermore, by saying no to your first request, they feel a slight twinge of guilt. By saying yes to the second, they get to relieve that guilt and feel like a good friend, all while giving you exactly what you wanted from the very beginning. This is the door-in-the-face technique. You engineer a rejection to guarantee an acceptance. Conclusion: the burden of knowledge. Mirroring: the illusion of choice, the Ben Franklin effect, intermittent reinforcement, silence, anchoring. These are not just psychological tricks, they are the source code of human interaction. Now that you see the strings, you can never unsee them. You will notice when your boss tries to anchor you in a meeting. You will see when a partner tries to use intermittent reinforcement to keep you hooked. The matrix has been decoded for you. But with this knowledge comes a choice, a profound responsibility. You can use these tools to defend yourself against the manipulators of the world. You can become immune to the invisible forces that govern the masses, or you can use them to conquer. You can step out of the audience, walk up onto the stage, and take the strings into your own hands. The morality of the act is not in the tool itself, it is in the intent of the user. A scalpel can save a life, or it can take one. It just depends on whose hand holds it. Which hand is yours? If you've made it this far, you are no longer part of the herd. You are a student of human nature. You are part of the 1% who refuse to walk through life blindfolded. But this is only chapter 1. The depths of human psychology go much darker and much deeper. If you want to master the art of influence, if you want to unlock the secrets that the elites use to control the room, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications, leave a comment below with the word strings so I know the real ones are, and tell me, which of these psychological weapons have you unknowingly fallen victim to in the past? Until next time, stay awake, stay dangerous. Welcome to Chadevil.